Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to our fourth advisory session of webinar on benefits and compensation of 2021. This session's focus on delivering and updating you on the new features and functionalities in each of the Oracle quarterly releases. My name is Kushal, and I manage the local government practice within Evosys. Uh, I know we have many new first-time attendees joining us today, and it's great to have you join us, and a very warm welcome to them. We hope you find these sessions really useful, as our many regular attendees who have joined us today too. For those of you that have, welcome back. Today I'm going to be host for this session, and I'm once again joined by my colleague Soham and Rohit, who are actually going to go through the slides with us. Soham has been with Evosys for over 4 years and has led many HR implementations, mainly in the UK. Soham will be taking us through the hot topics of the benefits and compensation, and everything you need to know about the main features and releases. Today's session is planned for 60 minutes, but we'll ensure we leave time for questions, as always, at the end. As before, we will make an extended PowerPoint available to you at the end of the session, along with, obviously, the recording of this session. So in terms of today's agenda, we would like to cover 4 main areas. Firstly, I'll talk to you through the features summary template, which we will use before inviting you to answer, any questions which you might have. And also, I'll go through our approach to Oracle Update. The second thing would be, what is our analysis of the latest release for compensation and benefit? That would be covered by Soham. And then, we would be covering the innovation area within, our webinar, and that would be mainly covered by me and Rohit. And then we would leave, approximately 10 minutes at the end for answering any questions which you might have. So these are the 4 main areas which we are going to cover in today's session. In terms of the approach for the Oracle release, when we have a very proven and tested approach in terms of the analyzing the Oracle release. So the first step is basically about analyzing what features are released. Obviously, we'll make the release notes available to you as well. So we'll go through each of the new feature by collaborating with you and your team members. We'll identify which of the areas are of priority to you as per your business needs and requirement. The second thing is we will basically plan for which features do you want to enable on the test and the production environment. So the second stage is plan, wherein we would collaborate with your business and IT team to strategize the uptake of the new features. The third stage is test. So this is where whatever priorities you might have as per your business requirement and whatever features and releases you want to enable, will execute the regression testing, followed by the user acceptance testing along with the key flows. So if you give us any business scenarios, we will basically we'll do the regression testing for that. And the final step is basically to launch the features which you want to release within the wider business. And then we'll basically documenting the feedback for ongoing success along with the post-update support. Now, in terms of how to read each feature summary. Now, I'm sure, this is something which you would be knowing it anyways. but I'm conscious that many of you are now familiar with this slide, but please use this as a reminder whilst the new guests that have joined us today go through it. Each slide include the name of the feature. Let me just enable all the tabs so I can go through it. Slide includes the name of the feature with a short description of the release to better inform you and give you a brief on what the feature is for. We include a business benefit section to help you understand how advantageous it may be to you in your organization with the outcomes the new feature can give you. We then include a high-level impact analysis on the right with 4 main areas. If you can see on the screen, just bear with me. Yeah, so there are four key areas. A low impact level would mean no large scale impact within the organization. So regression testing is not really required or can be ignored. Obviously, a high impact level, would be the complete opposite. The second thing is about, does the feature need to be enabled or will it just appear post upgrade? The third thing is about, configuration. Well, we highlight this too as part of our feature summary. Clearly an update that needs configuration needs more planning time. The last thing is we also include a quick win gauge, which takes into account the level of effort and time required to get this feature set up. I hope that provides you, a good summary in terms of how to read, the features within the release. So Soham, before we jump into the features and releases of compensation and benefit, uh, you know uh, we can run the poll question for our customers, and then you can go ahead with the updates from benefits and compensation side of things. So over to you, Soham.
Okay. Thank you, Kushal, for the brief introduction. Hello and welcome everyone for the 21B quarterly update webinar for benefits and compensation. So in this feature, we will be discussing the new features that were released in 21B update, quarterly update. So as you can see, we have put together a dashboard. So overall 41 features were released in the 21B quarterly update for compensation and benefits. Out of those 41, 23 are quick wins and 18 are opt-ins. So basically quick wins are which require little or no configuration at all to configure in the system. And opt-ins are those features which would require significant amount of time for configuration based on the requirement of your organization. So the main highlight of this webinar is going to be the quick wins. It's not like the opt-ins are not important features and which cannot be used, but due to the time constraint we have, we will be discussing only the quick wins in this webinar. So you can go through the rest of the features once you get this PPT for this webinar. Okay, so first we will be discussing quick wins which require no configuration at all. The first feature, so prevent new individual compensation submission when previous submissions are pending for approval. So previously, you were not able to start any individual compensation submission when another submission using the same action was pending for approval. Examples of those actions can be managed personal contribution, individual compensation, and administration individual compensation as well. So basically what it means was when a personal contribution was pending for approval earlier, you couldn't start any individual compensation or administration individual compensation and vice versa. So now you can start your personal contributions and you don't have to wait on any individual compensation or administration individual compensation submissions that are pending for approval. This feature will help you improve your compensation administration efficiencies and your employee satisfaction as well. Compensation zone type, zone identification for past or future date introduction. So this feature now lets you identify the compensation zone type or zone for a specific date in past, current or future. So earlier, both salary pages and processes, they were identifying the zone type as of the system date. So this feature will help you provide accurate reporting of the compensation zone type and zone as well. Standard salary components, user entities introduction. So what we have done is we have introduced new user entities which can be used to define the HCM extracts. This will improve the efficiency of your salary component data extraction and will also help in creating relevant fast formulas with much more ease. So this is a very quick win for all the admins who basically have custom solutions built into their system. Using population filters to submit workforce compensation cycle notification. So previously you didn't have an option to specify a group of managers to notify. It was all or none functionality. So basically you could either notify all the managers in the worksheet or compensation cycle or none at all. Now the system lets you exclusively select group of managers to notify based on the population filters that we have provided. This will improve the productivity by notifying only the group of affected managers about when the compensation cycle is open or closed. Viewing note counts and approvals task. So earlier you were only able to see the notes icon against a particular person record. Now you can view how many notes were created for that person by the managers or by the managers in his or her hierarchy. This feature will in turn provide you much more transparency and visibility within the worksheet. Preview worksheet task configuration. You can now view how the worksheet looks even before starting the plan. So previously you had to run the start workforce compensation cycle batch process to view the configuration for the worksheet that was done. So it was a time consuming process. Anytime if there was an error during the configuration, you had to again roll back everything, again redo the configuration and again start the process to view what configuration was exactly done for the worksheet. So this feature will save a lot of time by troubleshooting any of the basic issues that you get while configuring the worksheet. Hide print icon for communications task type. So let me just zoom in this part. Okay. So now what you can do is you can hide the print icon for people who aren't basically eligible for the plan. So there is this new checkbox in the properties of view or print column in the communications task type called hide download icon for people ineligible for the plan. So basically this feature will help reduce confusion for your managers when they're generating individual statements. So anyone who's not eligible for the plan won't have the print icon against their record in the worksheet. Enhanced communications task. So instead of viewing people and communications tasks in traditional tree view, you can view them in a list. Also, you have the ability to switch population and search using name, email, or person number. So this functionality is much more important for your managers when they're generating individual statements. So basically, every time it's not that the managers know what is the person number of their reportees. They can just go into the worksheet, they can search using the person name and in turn generate statements for them with much more ease. Switch budget summary views. So previously only one view could be enabled for the worksheet compensation, workforce compensation, sorry. So basically it was either analytics or summary view. So now you can enable both of those views and it allows your manager to choose or toggle between the views. This feature provides manager better insights into their budget numbers, which in turn will help them make informed decisions regarding their compensation. Previewing alternate approval configuration. Now, even before you run the start workforce compensation cycle process or you apply any of the approver configuration changes to the current open cycle, you can preview exactly what configuration you have done. So previously, to view this, you had to review the hierarchy. Now you will be able to preview all the alternate approver configurations that you have done without even starting the plan. This will allow the admins to troubleshoot any of the issues related to the hierarchy even before starting the plan or applying the changes to an open cycle. Improved alternate approver configuration. So what this feature does is it's just an update to the basic UI. So basically, both the alternate approver and alternate approver configuration and alternate approver tables are on the same page. Earlier, you had to navigate to another page to view the configuration. So this was very confusing task for most of the admins. So what this feature does is it just simplifies the navigation for administrators and reduces confusion in them. Review apply model batch processing information. Now it is much easier to understand the information of apply model batch process. So what we have done is we have provided with a new report. The report is called apply model batch process. This report gives you information on who has submitted the model, number of workers that are included in a particular plan, number of dynamic calculations, and also any information about the threads that were unsuccessful. So this allows the administrator to track or troubleshoot any of the model related issues beforehand. Configure performance rating display order. So let me just zoom in this. So basically what this feature does is it allows the administrator to select the order in which the managers will be able to see the performance ratings. So earlier this functionality was not available. Managers, you could not decide the order in which the performance ratings were displayed to the managers. So as of now, we have two sorting options, either ascending or descending. So based on this, based on the configuration here, the performance ratings will be displayed to the managers. Process compensation change statements by an individual for an individual person. So this feature allows the administrators to process statements for a particular individual directly on the process page itself. You don't have to navigate to administrator workers for this task. So basically, this will save a lot of time for the administrators to troubleshoot any of the statement related issues. So earlier what used to happen is to generate statements or to see whether the statements are being generated properly or not, you have to run the batch process and you need to generate the statements for the entire population in the worksheet. So now you can generate for an individual person and troubleshoot any kind of statement related issues quickly. Okay, so we are done with the features that require no configuration. Now we'll take a look at quick wins that require some amount of configuration. Configuring budget overview. So basically what this feature does is, so this feature allows you to configure budget overview for each budget tool. So previously you had to use personalization to hide or change the views. So now what this feature will do is this feature will allow your administrator to tailor any of the information that is displayed for the budget pool. It will also reduce your manager confusion as well, and it will help your managers to take well-informed decisions regarding compensation. Now we'll take a look at quick wins that are opt-ins. So basically, this would require some amount of configuration based on the needs of your organization. Now, enable plan comparison. So this is basically a wonderful feature that we have provided in 21B. So it allows the employees in your organization to compare the benefit plans that they have and to decide on the best plan before they enroll in any of the plans. So the participants or employees can launch the plan comparison through benefit self-service, which is already available to them, or through quick actions. Let me just give you an example. Also, the number of tiles that are visible in benefit self-service will depend upon how many plans that are there available for comparison at that particular time. So for example, you can see here we are comparing, or the participant is comparing two plans. One is benefits medical plan and one is Medicare plan. So we can see the summary of highlights in this case: accident insurance, then prescribed medicine, senior citizen coverage, and medical examination. So these are predefined set of highlights that are identified during the setup. So it may vary based on requirements of your organization. It will be different across all the organizations. So you can just see the summary of highlights that is identified during the setup, and the tick mark and cross against a particular highlighted feature indicates that whether that feature is offered by that plan or not. So this will help your employees to take informed decisions during their open enrollment, or if they want to change their benefits plans. So this will help your employees to take best decisions on which plan they should enroll. So, like I said, the rest features we are not going to discuss in this webinar due to the time constraint that we have. But if you need any help regarding those, you can definitely feel free to get in touch with us. So now we'll be discussing the OTB enhancements that are made in 21B. So documents added during benefits enrollment. So what we have done in 21B is we have enhanced the existing subject area, that is benefits action items real time, with some additional folders that allows the reporting on document details for your beneficiaries, for your dependents and your participants. So we have also provided a folder to report on rejected documents. So earlier this information was not available. Now you can provide reporting for your rejected documents as well. The details like your document type, your document name, contact name, the validity of that document, start date, then you have the end date. All these are available for reporting through these folders. What this feature does is it will help you improve your reporting on benefit enrollments. Document uploads and benefit setup. So again, in 21B, we have enhanced a subject area, that is benefit setup real-time subject area. Now, any of the data related to the document uploads can be easily extracted through the below given folders. Also, this feature will improve your reporting on benefit setup data that is related to document uploads and is an important part of enrollment. So I would now ask my colleague Kushal to discuss the new innovations that are there.
Sure, Som. Thank you.
You're welcome, Kushal.
Okay, so in terms of innovation, now obviously we as an organization, take innovation and continuous business improvement, to support our customers. As you probably are aware, being on cloud is a continuous innovation journey. So you get 4 upgrades, every quarter, and to adopt those innovations and to go through the improvements. Obviously, you need to plan those things, effectively. So what we have done is, within Evosys, we have a concept of value-based analytics, wherein value-based analytics is basically a management reporting tool which we have built on Oracle OTBI and BIP. It basically helps you to measure and monitor the outcomes, and it will basically enable you to move from more reactive mode to more proactive mode. So it will basically help you to realize the business value of the investment which you've made in cloud. VBA has got over 340 plus pre-built analysis, and it has got over 140 plus KPIs. This 340 plus pre-built analysis is effectively divided into 4 categories of dashboard. So one is process optimization, the second one is system adoption, the third one is information output, and the fourth one is audit and compliance. Now, the beauty of this tool is it is pre-built. We don't have to do any development. It is already there. We enable this tool first in your test environment, and then in your production environment. And then you can set up KPIs for continuously improving your business process. And also, if you want to see how is the adoption of processes within the organization, you can effectively utilize the system adoption dashboard. Now, for the purpose of today's session, specifically focusing on compensation and benefits. On the right-hand side, you can see we have listed, some of the key areas which we have pre-built within value-based analytics. And obviously, you can find this on our VBA tool itself as well. I'll not go through that in detail, but we'll focus today on, benefits, specifically on enrollment summary, benefits exception, life events analysis. And again, we also keep on continuously enhancing, more analysis within our VBA tool. So every quarter, you will have a new release of VBA, and those analysis would be added into our ever-growing list of pre-built analysis, which ultimately helps you to achieve the business outcomes. With this in mind, I would like to ask Rohit if you can please go through VBA for benefits area.
Sure. Thank you, Kushal. Hi, everyone. My name is Rohit Fulsanj, and I will be taking you through this VBA dashboard. So we have seen how VBAs can help you with your business outcomes. So basically, this is, as Kushal mentioned, this is Evosys proprietary tool or dashboards, which help you in analyzing your KPIs related to, as you can see on the screen, finance, supply chain, projects, human capital management, as well as to take care of any other common processes. For the purposes of this demonstration, we are just going to cover the KPIs and VBAs for benefits. So as you can see over here, we have some KPIs listed over here for benefits, for absence, for recruiting talent, etc. For benefits, we'll be focusing on these KPIs, as you can see on the screen. So this is actually an excellent tool, and we have gotten some amazing feedback from our customers regarding this particular tool because of the data that it shows the executives as well as the benefit administrators. So as you can see on the screen, it shows you the adoption rate, which is nothing but how many employees in your organization are actually using the self-service to enroll into the benefits. As you go live with benefits, there is always this question about the uptake. So this tool actually helps you give you these numbers as a snapshot. There are other KPIs as well, as you can see on the screen. How many manual events are requiring processing? So if there are any manual events which are stuck and the admin needs to approve them, they are listed as well. Then the third one is the employer cost, which is nothing but what is the organization bearing or paying for the benefit plans that the employees enrolled into. So again, an excellent way for the CXOs of the company to keep a track of their expenditure and spending on the benefit plans that the employees opting into. Okay. The fourth KPI, as you can see, is the pending benefits, pending beneficiary and dependent. So if your enrollments are pending because of non-selection of beneficiary or dependents, then this will be flagged as well on this screen. Now, these are the high-level summary numbers, as you can see. Once you click on one of this, for example, in the video, as you can see, we are clicking on one of the adoption rate metrics. It takes you to the enrollment summary. You have a mechanism to compare the summary results between 2 years. So it could be like 2021 versus 2022 or 2021 versus the previous year. And when you click on enrollment analysis, it gives you a snapshot of the adoption rate. So as you can see from this screen, that 57.14% of the employees have actually used self-service in your organization to enroll into benefits. So that is what we mean by the adoption rate. Since this is a test environment, of course, less number of employees are enrolled. So you can see 5 employees enrolled, 4 dependents corresponding to them are enrolled into the plans. There are two enrollments that are suspended. Let me take you back. and there are total 4 events that are processed, and the total employer cost is about 1.44 thousand. Okay. Now over here you can see that this is a comparison between, I'm sorry. Yeah, over here you can see that this is a comparison between year 2021 and 2022. These are some of the views that you can see the reports in or see the dashboard in. You can have the results by business unit, legal employer, department, location, grade, country, whatever suits you. In this particular demonstration, we'll be taking business unit for comparison. So you can see we had selected 2021 and 2022. There are no enrollments for 2022, but we can focus on the 2021. And as you can see over here, it shows you how many plan enrollments or how many plan type enrollments are there for 2021. It also shows you enrollments by plan, as you can see in this particular area. And then it gives you a very important metric that we talked about, which is the adoption rate. So if you are wanting to keep track of how many employees are enrolling or using self-service for enrollment into benefits for each of your business units, you can see the adoption rate by business unit. If some business unit or if some location, let's say, is falling short of the target, you can basically follow up with them, and you can make sure that they are on track, and you communicate the deadlines and you communicate everything so that they go into the system and enroll into the benefits, right? It also gives you some other metrics or some other dashboards like smokers, disability status, because this also plays very important role in the participation of benefits. Now, a good example of the drill feature of these dashboards is by clicking on these numbers, it takes you directly to a detail section of the screen, like the employee details. Over here, you can actually see who these 28.57% employees are. Okay, so this is the entire list, and these are the plan enrollments that they have, right? You can see the plan type name, you can see which program they are enrolled into, and all those things. So the entire detail is available in these dashboards. Now let's move to the another important KPI for the CXOs, which is the employer cost. As a CXO, as an executive, you are interested in knowing what is the cost that you are incurring in providing these benefits to the employees, right? So as a CXO, you can go to this particular dashboard, and you can see a snapshot of everything at the top, which is the total employee cost as well as the total employer cost. How many employees are enrolled and how many dependents are enrolled are also shown. And if you click on this particular, if you click on these particular numbers, it will also show you the details, which we'll see in a few minutes. But yeah, as you can see, I'm clicking on the employee details, and you can see in this one screen, you can see the entire details of the employee as well as the employee cost and employer cost on the rightmost columns, right? So if you are interested in knowing how is this cost being calculated, you can definitely click on these links or drills, and it will take you to these detailed dashboards, and you can verify all the information and can download it as well. Again, these dashboards can be viewed by business unit, department, location, grade, country. So for the purposes of this demonstration, let's select it by department, and let's see what is the cost. Okay. So as you can see, between 2020 and 2021, it is showing you the cost comparisons for all the departments. There is also a graph which shows an upward trend. So in most cases, if you are hiring more employees, the trend would be mostly upwards. In certain exceptional years, for example, last year was an exceptional year wherein a handful of people were laid off. So you can see a downward trend as well, but in general, these trends would be upward. So it presents it in a very beautiful manner. And again, if you click on any of this and go to employee details, it again takes you to the details section, as I mentioned, and it shows you the employee cost and employer cost. So these are all the employees in that particular department, right? This is how the VBA dashboards work. We have VBAs for each and every module, as you can see. but for the purposes of this demonstration, we just focused on benefits. There is a great response from our customers concerning these dashboards, and as Kushal mentioned, these are excellent tools. They are plug and play tools. We take the repository and directly load it into your application. If you are interested, definitely reach out to us regarding this. Thank you, Kushal. Over to you.
No, thank you, Rohit. I hope this was useful for all the attendees. As Rohit, again, I just wanted to reiterate, as Rohit said, this was just the VBA for benefits section, but we have VBA pre-built analysis for each and every work stream, whether it is finance, procurement, HR, payroll, and again KPIs for each of those work stream. Yeah, so please feel free to reach out to us to know more about VBA if you think this would add significant value within your business. Yeah, so that was about it, and now we still have 20 odd minutes, so we can take up the questions. So Anurit, I mean, do we have any questions on the chat?
Kushal, I can see one. It says, when will we have access to this presentation?
Okay, so you will have the access to this presentation along with the recording in a couple of days, and that you will basically get an email from our team sending you the copy of the slide deck along with the recording. You see any other question, Rohit?
Let me see. No, that was the one question that I can see over here. Come on, guys, shoot us some questions. I'm sure when they will receive this presentation, they will like to try a few things on their side, and I hope there will be some questions that time, and we'll get some really good questions on email after the presentation.
I can see one question, Rohit.
Yeah, let me see.
So you've gone through the VBA for benefits section. In total, how many pre-built analysis do you have for benefits, and how many KPIs do you have?
Yeah, so we have like the KPIs that I showed. There are about 5 to 6 KPIs, as I mentioned: manual events, adoption rate. Then we have events requiring some special attention other than the manual events. Then the number of enrollments, or the number of enrollments in the organization. So these are some of the major KPIs. Also, the employer cost, which is an important metric for the organization, especially the executives would like to see them. Then it is comprised of a lot of analysis. I would say about 50 odd analysis or more are present as part of the benefits VBA, just for the benefits VBA. This includes different views. As you can see, we had listed enrollments by plan type, by plans, we have by options, we have smoker status, we have disability, we also have something related to eligibility. Then same dashboard that we have for employees, we also have for dependents. So which dependents are covered in which plan, which beneficiaries are, let's say, missing. So things related to beneficiaries, cost, life events, and related to the cost as well as employee enrollments are all embedded in these VBAs. So I would say it is a composition of about 50 plus analysis, maybe towards 70, and about 6 or 7 useful KPIs, and we keep on enhancing them, as Kushal mentioned, with each release. So we are currently in the version 6. If you see, this is called as mind map version of the VBAs. This is our 6th rollout. We keep on enhancing these, and we keep on adding more as we get feedback from our customers. We would like you to use them and give us suggestions, and we'll incorporate more things into the VBAs. I hope that answers your question.
No, thank you, Rohit. It was a very comprehensive answer. Again, the second question is regarding VBA. When you enable VBA, do you provide any training?
Yes, we provide training. We also provide you with a document on like about the navigation in general, what this VBA is comprised of, where you would find a particular thing, and also a listing of important KPIs and why this KPI is useful or is going to be useful to you. So we provide training as well. We provide a demonstration, we deploy it, and we then give you the training.
Okay, well, thank you, Rohit. And a follow-up question on that, Rohit, is how does the security work within the VBA tool? And can we roll this out to each and every user within the organization, or can we roll this out to limited people within the organization?
Yeah, so as Kushal mentioned earlier in the presentation, all these are designed using OTBI. So definitely they follow the security requirements that your organization has. So if you have access to a particular, let's say, subject area, if you are the benefit administrator, if you have the access to a particular, let's say, benefit enrollments, and if you can pull out reports using that subject area, then yes, you will have the access to that. Other employees who are not having, let's say, benefit access or benefit role, they won't be having access to these VBA dashboards. Even if they run the report, they'll not have anything. And let's say if your security profile is like only people in a particular department you are able to see because of the security, right? So in the VBA dashboards, you will be only able to see employees of that particular department. So the security profile works very seamlessly with these VBA dashboards, and that is the purpose of these dashboards, because not everyone is presented with all the information that is there. Okay, based on your role, based on your access, it will show you the analysis details, right? The KPIs and everything will remain the same, but the data in the report or the VBAs will be tailored towards your security requirements. And sorry, Kushal, what was the other follow-up question on that?
Yeah, the second part of this question is, can we roll this out to limited set of users or all the users within the organization?
You can roll it out to, yeah, sorry, you can roll it out to anyone. You can just give them the access, and based on their security access, as I mentioned earlier, if they have the benefit access, if they are managing, let's say, just a handful of employee for benefits, they will still have the access to the VBAs. If you want to roll it out to just a handful of executives, you can even do that. Okay, so it totally depends on you. We are flexible, and it completely works in sync with the access that you have on Oracle, right?
Sure, and I would also like to add on what Rohit has just said. So, I think in terms of rolling this out to users, I think that would depend on, the target operating support model within the organization. So, we have seen cases wherein, organization have rolled out, VBA to all the users, and we have also seen, organizations who have rolled this out to a limited set of users within the organization. And typically what we find is, if an organization is having a very good, application support team, and within that team, if there are a few team members, who are responsible for reporting, then normally, they work very closely or collaboratively with business in terms of, responding to their queries or, responding to the tickets. So if you have, this scenario, then, you can also think of, just rolling this out to a specific team who looks after reporting, and then they can collaborate with the business and they can solve the business queries of, the users. But yeah, as Rohit said, I mean, obviously, there is no restriction in terms of rolling this out to any user. Okay. Any more?
There is one more. Maybe it is already covered. Can customers make? And I'm not able to see that. Can you just see it from your side, Kushal? Can customers make enhancement? And I'm not able to see the remaining
Yeah,
part of that.
somehow, hold on. Give me one moment.
It's from Stephanie, I guess.
Let me just enlarge this window because the control panel. Yeah, it's very small. I mean,
yeah, I can see it now. Can customers make enhancement suggestions, requests or reports in VBA, and will they be adopted? Yes, customers, that is the primary purpose of deploying the VBAs and showing you the VBAs in the first place. So we want your suggestions, we want your feedback once you uptake this particular functionality and this particular dashboard. All your suggestions are welcome, and as I mentioned earlier, we are currently in version 6. We would like your suggestions, and we would definitely deploy and make it a part of our future releases. I hope that answers your question, Steph.
Okay. No, thank you all very much for your time. And I hope, this was useful for you. And as previously said, we will share this slide deck along with the recording of this session in next couple of days. In the meantime, stay safe and have a great weekend. Thank you, everyone.